Okay, you guys, good morning. This is me, Akina, and I wanted to just get on here because dating is going to be so difficult for a lot of people who are still trying to get out here and date and find a partner, especially with the dating climate the way that it is. Um, and the unfortunate part about it, there are decent people out here who do want, healthy relationships with healthy people. Now, note, I said healthy relationships with healthy people. So just because, you're healthy doesn't mean that the person that you may be trying to date is healthy. And that's why it's going to be important that you guys legitimately deal with someone who has done the work and has done the healing and really and truly is ready for a relationship, is ready to pour into you and vice versa. And where I'm at in my life right now, I know for a fact if I were interested in dating out here, I know for a fact I would not be ready for a relationship with anybody. um I have a lot going on right now. um Of course, you guys know that I'm out of class right now until August. I've been dealing with work related things and kind of preparing to move. And I've been dealing with all of that the last couple of weeks here, and I'm right at the tail end of getting everything finalized pertaining to that. As you guys know, I am going back into my medical career. So this is a huge transition, leaving one field to go back into another field. And the reason why I'm going back into this field is because, of course, the cost of living is just getting ridiculous. Things are moving quite slow here in the country, and with finances and things kind of prospering, it's just becoming very hard to live under this current administration. So um, luckily, the field that I'm in is not remotely being affected by the layoffs in this current administration. So that is a good thing. But yeah, me and my family right now are going through a very huge transition, and it has not been easy dealing with certain things on top of the transition. So that's how I know I would not be available for a relationship out here with anybody if I were remotely interested in dating. The reason why I say that a lot of you out here who are still trying to date are going to have a hard time is because, with all of this stuff going on with these STDs and stuff, I legitimately don't know how you guys are out here dating. I don't know how you guys are dating. I don't know how you guys are going to navigate through that, because a lot of people are not going to be honest with you about that. You do realize that. You do realize that there are going to be people who know that they are infected with an STD, and they're going to lie to you. They're going to tell you that they don't have anything, and they do. They're going to hide the fact that they are undetected with HIV. And you're going to think that you're safe to sleep with them. You're going to sleep with them, even if you tell them to go get tested and you get tested, and then you're going to end up catching something. It takes 10 years for any kind of STD to even be shown up in blood work, by the way. So just because you sleep with this person and they are showing no signs and symptoms of having an HIV does not mean that they don't have it, because it is undetectable. There is medication out here that can literally cover up that type of stuff. A lot of people are not going to be honest about their body count. They're not going to tell you that they have multiple sex partners. And my thing is, you men who walk around here and you talk about you don't want a woman with a high body count. Well, there are women out here who don't want a man with a high body count. And I don't know why you men think that it is a flex to sleep with a lot of women. Like, there are women out here who do not want a man who has a high body count. You men love talking about women and their body counts. Some of y'all got mileages on you. And there are women out here who are not out here having sex, and they don't want a mate who's out here having reckless sex. Because the reason why all these STDs and all this stuff is coming out right now is because people have been reckless with their bodies. People have been out here just sleeping around, careless, and not thinking about the consequences of doing that. You just been out here sleeping around, not questioning your partner, not really going to go get tested, not taking care of your health. And now you think it's good for you to get out here and find a woman who you deem to be more desirable because you don't want a woman who doesn't have a high body count. Well, like I said, my thing is, if you're a single man and you're not out here in a relationship with a woman, and you've been single for at least a year, 2 or 3 years, then you should be celibate for about that time. You should be celibate for a minimum. If you've been single a year, you should be celibate a minimum of 9 months. And a lot of you men cannot go 9 months without sex. A lot of you can't. But you've been single for that long, though. But when you meet a woman, you don't want a woman who's been out here getting piped down by another man, but you're out here sleeping around. It is the hypocrisy of you men and the assumption that you are owed some kind of virgin purity wife or some sort when you're not a virgin yourself. And that's what's kind of confusing me about you men who talk about, oh, I want a virgin wife. I don't want a woman who's been passed around. Okay, are you a virgin man? Are you a virgin man, or have you been passed around? Because here lately, some of the men that I've been meeting, they've been single for a long time and they're just out here having sex like crazy. And I straight out and asked these men, ladies, when's the last time you had sex? And they tell me within a very short amount of time. And the crazy thing about it, they're not with these women that they've had sex with. So they're just having sex with these women and they're just jumping around from woman to woman. And this is how these STDs are spreading. At least if you're going to have sex with somebody, men, make sure that this is somebody that you plan on spending the rest of your life with. Because there are women out here who are not interested in just having sex with you. And that's the other thing. A lot of you men are not looking for meaningful relationships. You just looking for sex. And you're masking it by saying that you're looking for a relationship, or you just want to see where things go, or you just going with the flow. That is keywords for I'm not looking for anything serious with you or any woman, but I'm open to just having sex with you. So a lot of you men are not even looking for meaningful connections with women. You're just looking to have sex with a woman, and that's it. Once again, I don't see the benefit in getting out here dating or having a relationship with a man when that's all that it's going to be. Especially if that woman is not looking for that. What am I trying to say, ladies? That there are a lot of men out here in their whole face. And they're not looking for relationships with you. They're just looking to have reckless sex with you with no commitment, no vision of the future with you and him together, none of that. Just a no strings attached relationship where you're just going to have reckless consensual sex. That's pretty much it. That's what most of these men are looking for. So when men come across women like myself who say, I'm not interested in anything with you men, they cannot fathom that there are women out here who are just not going to deal with none of y'all. Because at the end of the day, like I'll say, and I'll say it again, relationships do not benefit women. Relationships do not benefit women. The only way that a relationship benefits a woman is if you men are making a lot of money and you're just giving her the pipe. That's it. That's literally it. If you men are making a lot of money that you're spending it on this woman with, or you're just giving her the pipe because she's addicted to pipe, that's really it. That's really it. That is literally it. That's really the only reason why a woman would be benefited by you men. By you men, by a man, is if you're making a whole lot of money that you can spend on her, and or you're giving her the pipe. That's it. Outside of that, relationships do not, never did, never will. And since women can make their own money now, men, we really don't need your money. Since women can make their own money, they really don't need your money. They don't need your money now, men. And when it comes to the sex part, women are just going out here buying toys. Or they're choosing one man to have sex with and they're using protection, hopefully. Hopefully. So at the end of the day, I really feel for people that are legitimately looking for a partner out here. I believe that the dating world got messed up back in the 2000s sometime. I don't have a time frame, an exact year, but I believe when social media took off, it really messed up the dating game. It really messed up the dating game. There's so many people out here who are not legitimately dating with intentional. They're just out here dating out of insecurity issues because you can't be by yourself, because you're lonely, um, et cetera, et cetera. You legitimately are not healthy or healed to be out here dating. And you feel that the only way that you can feel good as a person is by getting in a relationship with somebody. Then you got all of these red flags that comes into modern dating, like hookup culture, situationships, 50-50, um, uh, Dutch dating, whatever the hell that means. It's nothing that builds a foundation for a meaningful relationship. And then you have modern men out here trying to find traditional women when they're not traditional themselves. And you have modern women out here who are out here seeking traditional men when they're not traditional women themselves. See, I'm a traditional woman, and see where my downfall comes into play at is out here dealing with you men. Because most of you are not deserving of a girlfriend, less more a wife. Traditional men do not act like the way how most of you men act. And I know how traditional men act. They're not sitting up online talking about women. Not traditional men who are respectable and what I would call simps. The very men that you say that, are stupid for loving on women, because that's how most of you men feel about men who love women, right? You think they're stupid or something's wrong with them. these types of men grew up in a certain type of environment where, number one, they saw their parents have healthy, loving relationships. Number two, these men know what it takes to be a man. See, you getting on here calling yourself an alpha man and a sigma man, whatever you like, whatever you men love to call yourselves, that doesn't mean that you are deserving of a wife. Now, note, I didn't say anything about conservative men. I said traditional men. Traditional men who still value women and still value women's existence. And these particular men move a certain type of way. They move in character. They move with integrity. They move with respect of women and themselves. They know how to treat a woman. And a lot of you men don't know how to treat women. So that's why you don't have a woman. At least not for the long haul. You don't have a woman, men, because you don't know how to treat women. It's not because you can't, it's not because, women are making it hard and the women are not worth it. No, it's because you don't know how to treat women. It's because you don't know how to legitimately treat a woman. You don't know how to court a woman. You don't know how to take a woman out on a date properly. You don't know how to get to know a woman without lust and perversion. You just don't know how. And that's why you don't have a woman. And I hate to say it like that, but that's just the reality. That's why you single and ain't got nobody. And the women that you want, you're not going to have access to those women because you are coming with the red flags that we're seeing. And until you men change your views and change your behavior towards women, you will forever be single. And if you think getting on the internet here, the ghetto internet here, and telling women like myself, that's why you gonna die alone with cats. That's why you ain't got a man. Do you think that you're hurting me by saying that? Do you honestly think you're hurting me by saying that? Nope. It's almost getting to the point where having a man is becoming more of a burden than a blessing. So you telling somebody like me that that's why you're going to die alone with cats and that's why you ain't got a man. I see why you ain't got one. Yeah, one told me that yesterday and I'm like, what are you basing that assumption off of? My ex-husband was not equipped to be married when we got married, but we got married because we were in a poor situation. Outside of that, I didn't do anything to hurt my ex-husband. And even with us being separated for over 15 years now, he still ain't grown up all the way. So if I had stayed married to my ex-husband, I'd have been in an unhappy marriage from then up until now. I would be the married woman on here complaining about marriage to these younger women if I had stayed. Now, no, I initiated the divorce with my ex-husband, not the other way around. So you men getting on here saying that to single women who are purposely staying single, intentionally staying single, is not the ammunition you really think you shooting. See, y'all was out here playing with the idea of love and playing with women's hearts and their feelings, and now you stuck with nothing. Out here fumbling women and wasting women's time and stringing women along when you knew you didn't want to be with this woman and using this woman for whatever selfish needs of yours. And at the end of the day, what I think has happened is all of this dating stuff has now backfired. Because I'm telling you, it's almost getting to the point, man, where even having one of you is not worth the headache. You see, women like me, we've cultivated the lives that we wanted without you. You do understand that. And before I really set off into my career and went back to school. I had to do that without my ex-husband. I didn't do that while I was married to him. None of the stuff that I have going on right now wouldn't have happened if I had been married to him. Which further proves that the only way that women can thrive and survive without you men is when we're not with you. But the minute we're with you, you still don't benefit us. You still don't benefit women. Even when you have a wife, you're not benefiting your wife. And I have sisters who are married to you men, and you men still, even married to women, you're still not taking care of your wife the way that you need to. Because shouldn't no married woman be calling around asking for help when she got a whole husband laying next to her? I'll say it again. If you are a married woman and you got a husband, you ain't got no business calling around asking your friends and family for no help when you got a husband. You got a whole man that you laying next to and he can't take care of you as a woman, then that says a lot about you and him as a man. You got a whole husband you having sex with, cooking and cleaning for, and this man can't even take care of you right. How do I know that? Because I have sisters who are married to men. And every month they calling up here because they need help. They need help or the kids need help. But these are the men that you ladies are marrying. So that's why I say none of y'all can come to me and tell me nothing about me being single is a curse. It's not. Because when I look at it, if I have to do everything by myself, then why do I need a man at all, period? And that's the mindset that I have. If I'm with a man and I still have to do everything by myself, what is the point of having one? That's just dead weight that I'm carrying in my life that I need to get rid of. And before these men come at me sideways, it's literally in the Bible that you are supposed to provide. Literally in the Bible. And yet you men, when asked to provide, you can't provide or you won't provide. I'm sick of women expecting me to put my money. Well, sir, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of the woman that you love and value and all this stuff here. Duh. You're supposed to be leading by your wallet, sir. But you men walk around here and you keep talking about you want traditional women when you don't even know how to be a traditional man. You taking your girlfriend out on a date, asking her to go 50-50 with you. Sir, she's not going to take you serious if you do that. That's not a date. That's what I do with my girlfriends. And I'll even take it a step further. My girlfriends have never asked me to go 50-50 with them while we went out. Because if my friend girl initiates something for me and my other friends to go out, the one who does that pays. So if I'll call up my friend girls and I'll be like, hey, are we going to this place tonight? Are y'all up? Are y'all ready for this? Are we going to do this? They're going to expect me to pay because I'm the one who initiated it. And they'll be like, okay. And I wouldn't ask them for any money. I wouldn't ask them for any money. I would just pay for the whole event. And my friend girls, being the friend girls that they are, Akina, do you need some help on the bill? And I'll be like, no. I mean, of course, I would tell them what my limit is, right? If I'm using my cards or something. But outside of that, I wouldn't expect them to give me any money if I'm the one who initiated it. I'm the one taking them out. Because I know I'm going to get me at the end, because they're going to turn around, and when holidays come around, they're going to either spend that same money back on me or the kids. So I'm not tripping about no money. The only men who are worried about money and stuff are men who are broke. So if a man, ladies, is telling you, you going and you ordering the biggest thing off the menu and all this stuff here and yada yada about money, these men don't have no money. They don't have any money, because real men who make money are not sitting around counting their bills, because they have a abundance of money coming through. They're not sitting around worrying about their last $20 that they have that they're going to spend on you, because they know that they have a steady flow of money coming through. They're not counting their dollars in chump change. So my thing is, if you're broke and you have no money, you shouldn't be dating. The end. Because where you take a woman out to dinner tells me everything that I need to know about you and your personality, your character, and if you can provide. And that is what dating is supposed to be showing. Is this man capable of being a provider? Because if you men can't even pay for one dinner date, you should not be out here in women's faces talking about a date. And I'm not saying you got to take a woman to an expensive restaurant or go spend a whole lot of money, but you're supposed to be leading by your wallet, men, and you're not. And that's why women are not taking you serious out here. The other type of men that I don't take serious are the ones who are still living at home with their parents. So you still live with your parents, your homeboy, your family members, your ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend, your baby mama. All I see is walking red flags. Dating should not be on your to-do list. You don't have a job, you don't have a career, you don't have a vehicle. Why are you out here trying to date women? Because in order for you to take this woman out to dinner, you got to have a car. And in order to pay for the dinner, you got to have a job. And in order to show this woman that you're capable of being a provider, you got to have some bills in your name. And no, that's not called adulthood. That's called being self-sufficient. That's called being self-sufficient, because you gotta be able to prove to a woman that you can take care of her and yourself. And you men cannot do that. Most of you can't do that, but you keep walking around here talking about traditionalism. Traditional men are not sitting up talking about women all day on the internet the way that most of you do. They're not indulged in corn. They're not involved in this red pill crap. They're actually working, making money, stacking money, working on their goals, working on themselves. They're not sitting up on here doing what you toxic men are doing. And you putting all these fancy titles and labels on yourself is not going to give you a pass. Because women like me, we can see straight through you. We can see that it's bullshit. So once again, I don't know how you ladies are out here still dating these men. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Good luck to you, but I mean, I told you guys, if these men haven't changed in all this time here, they're never going to change. They're just stuck in their minds that they are entitled to a woman because they exist and they have a job. And having a job and existing is simply not enough. No personality, no character, no goals, no hobbies. Yeah, that doesn't sound like an emotionally intelligent man. No, it's giving. I can't take care of you, but I need you to take care of me to be the man that you want me to be. No, thank you. No courting, no dates, but I'm looking for a girlfriend. Okay. Um, it's sad. And it's not just the younger generation of men doing this. It's all of them doing this. You know, the nasty sadistic pictures, the no emotional intelligent conversations. The no, hi, how are you doing? Can I get to know you? How did your day go? What do you like to do for fun? These are things that emotionally intelligent men ask, questions that men ask women. So women got to initiate the conversations with you men. We got to plan the dates too. Yeah. And pay for the dates. Or go 50-50 with you on a date that you initiated, right? But you talking about you looking for a traditional woman? Okay. I don't know, ladies. I don't know. And I think you know what? I think the biggest downfall of dating is the STDs. The fact that people know that they have an STD like HIV or AIDS, you know, the A word, you know, syphilis, gonorrhea, all of that big stuff, right? And they don't care. They don't care. They don't care that they're infected. They don't care that they're going to infect you. They don't even love themselves enough to even tell you that they have it. They don't love themselves and they don't love you. The end. Anytime a man knows that he has an STD, willingly or unwillingly would be you going to go get tested to rule out that you don't have it, but then you don't go and get tested. Willingly is when you know that you have it and you don't disclose that. You are a dangerous person. Like, and another dangerous person is someone who says, I'm not going to have sex with you unless we got to use a condom. Well, I guess we just not going to have sex then. Because if you don't want to use a condom, you're not going to have access to me. So goodbye. I think that's another type of dangerous man, someone who wants consensual sex with you without any kind of, I would call it the talk, right? Where you and this man is sitting down having a conversation about some serious conversations. These men are not even doing that. What they're doing is they're meeting you, and in less than 24 hours, you in his bed. What the hell is going on out here? And y'all are like literally going to these men's houses and getting into bed with them, and y'all having fun time. And it's like, who does that? Damn, y'all playing some dangerous games out here. You're getting in this man's vehicle. You don't know nothing about him, but you in his car though. You and him talking on the phone, and he thinking y'all in a relationship when y'all never met. He's married, but you and him in a relationship though. Is that what's going on out here? I'm not out here to know entirely, but if this is what dating looks like, then us people who have a brain and we can see beyond all this, we know we're not missing out on anything out here dealing with none of y'all. So once again, we can go to sleep at night knowing we don't have these kind of issues upon us. Okay. I think the only thing that us single women have to deal with is the harassment of men, um, and male violence. Yeah, yeah, that's about it. That's it. That's literally it. Just harassment and male violence. That's it. Because even though we're single and we're not available to these men, they don't understand that we're not accessible. So just because I'm single doesn't mean that I'm accessible, but they don't understand that we're not accessible because men don't understand the word no, not under this system anyway. They don't understand that word. Nope. So the only women who are out here still dealing with men are the women who are just, I don't know, desperate to have one, clearly are delusional about men right now. I mean, something has to be wrong with a particular group of women who are still out here, still thinking that you're going to maneuver or move your way through the dating world like you have been and not get touched. Like, even I'm not that bold to even take that chance of thinking walking out of my house without my concealed weapon is the safest thing to do as long as we're cohabitating with you men. Like, it's crazy that this is my life. Like, I never leave my house without my peacemaker, like it's literally because of you men. It's literally because of you, because it ain't because of the dog, the cat, the bear, a child, a woman. No, it's you. Well, I had somebody ask me the question, well, Akina, if no men were on the planet, how would you live? All of my windows and doors would be unlocked. Yep. All of my windows and doors would be unlocked. That's how I would live. I would be able to walk around at night and not have to worry about anything. Yep. I would be able to go to the grocery store and make groceries all hours of the night with my car door unlocked. And I keep telling y'all, men and women are not the same, but y'all have convinced yourself that we are the same. Now, I'm not saying that there are not bad women out here, but the chances of getting harmed by a woman is like really, really low compared to you men. Like, you guys make up the crimes in this country. You guys make up the crimes. You're the face of this every situation that women have ever had to survive or come out of. Like, seriously. So, I mean, there are women out here who are just as atrocious as you men. Like, these male-centered women, these pick-me's, these women like that, they can go and be with you men because you guys are literally the same. And that's why women who decenter you men, we tend to not only just decenter you, we decenter everything that made you to be who you are. And pick-me's and male-centered women play a part in that. Actually, they're just as dangerous as you men are. But yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of having to walk out of my house with my concealed weapon. This is every day now. every day, all day. And it's not because I'm expecting something to happen. It's just kind of like you have no choice. You would be a fool to be a woman and walk out into public and not protect yourself. Like, that's crazy. And I notice when I forget it at home, that's when the crazy shit happens. But when I have it, then that's when it doesn't happen. So I keep one in my car and I keep one in my home. That's it. You men have made this world unsafe for women, and now you're upset because women are calling you out on it. Oh, well. Well. And then you still think we're supposed to give you access, which is crazy. Nope. I don't think so. And then you say that women who call you out on these bad behaviors, are misandrous. Because we're holding the collective of you accountable for what the hell is happening. Cry me a river. Well, it's not all men, but it's enough of you who are doing it. And that's what makes it even scary, because it's the majority of you are doing it. Well, what about women? Well, what about women? What about women? What about us? Like, let's be clear. It's women of every race, of every nationality, sitting online right now talking about you men. Okay, let's just cut through the bull crap here. So, where is this going? Well, women are opting out because the collection of you refuse to change. You refuse to adapt. You refuse to take accountability. And the 4B movement wouldn't be here if you men had been doing what you were supposed to be doing. And here's the crazy thing about that. The 4B movement was never about you men, per se. It was really about the political climate and how it was harming women. Like, 4B women are not coming after you men. We're coming after the whole entire system that has molded you men into what you are that women are avoiding. Okay, because I'm having to break this down in baby terms for the people in the back, because they thought that it was about punishing or harming men. No, what's going on right now with you men and not having access to women is a result of karma. How you've been treating women since day one. And now all this stuff is just coming back to bite you in the butt. Because energy can't be changed. So the reason why you can't get into a good relationship with the woman is because you messed over a woman some point in time. You fumbled a woman that God blessed you with. I don't know. You've been abusing women, mistreating women. I don't know. You got to go back and reflect on how you've been treating women. That's the thing. You got to clean that shit up, and then maybe, and I mean just maybe, God will give you somebody. But what's going on right now with you men? Why you can't get a wife and stuff like that? It's because you're dealing with karma, and you got to clean that up. So until you clean all your little mess up, all your little spiritual debt up, you ain't getting nothing. That's what's going on here. And you're not going to force your way into a woman's life, and you're not going to do any of that to get what you want. That's not how that's working here. Is it working out for you? Is it working out for you men? No, it's not working out for you. You're not going to be able to manipulate or lie or be conniving or any of that now to get what you want. You're actually going to have to put in the work now to get what you want. And the thing is, you're not willing to do it. Like, you're not willing to like shut this red pill stuff down. Um, you're not willing to shut that down. You're not willing to get off of your sofa, go get some therapy, and really reprogram from all of this stuff. Um, I don't know. There's just a lot of work that you need to do on yourselves to become a likable person. And, you know, you got to develop a personality and stuff, and actually see women as human beings and not as animals and objects. Like, there's a lot at play here. And until you then actually do the work, you're not going to get what you want. And you're having a man tantrum because you're not getting what you want. Oh, well. Oh, well. So that's how I feel about all of this. And like I said, I really feel for the people that are out here who have done the work and have done the healing, and they're having to weed through this crap like this. So that's what we at. And a lot of women are just not signing up for none of this, men, because they're realizing that there's no benefit in dealing with you. Not having a family, not getting married to you, none of those things. They're realizing that they're better off being single and staying single and having peace and setting the terms now on how they're going to deal with you men. And men don't like that when you have standards, ladies. They don't like that when you have boundaries. They don't like that when you tell them no. Oh, well. Boo hoo hoo. I straight out and tell men what I'm not going to do and what I am willing to accept. That's it. An example. Well, I'm not going to be intimate with you if I got to wear a condom. There's the door. Goodbye. That's where my attitude is at. You can't go along with my rules and terms and conditions. Goodbye. And yeah, I'm willing to sit down and hear what you have to say. But at the end of the day, it's you that need access. Let's be clear. And I have a right to protect my bodily autonomy and women's rights, since most of you voted against that. And that's the other part that's kind of confusing to me. The men who voted against women's rights still think that they are owed a woman. Like, why would I date you when you don't feel like I should have rights at all? Like, are you stupid? And I honestly think at election time, a lot of men and women really didn't think this through. Like, you don't get to infringe on people's rights and still think you're going to be able to sit at the table with people that you voted against. Like, that's crazy. Like, why would an LGBTQ person want to be around someone who voted against their rights and discrimination? Why would someone out of the marginalized community want to have access or deal with someone, rather, who voted against their rights? Why would a woman want to deal with a conservative man? And they walk around here, ladies, and they're like asking the question, what is a woman? What is a woman? A lot of you men are not men to be asking that question. So stop. But no, you don't get to have access to people when it's at your convenience because you think that you're entitled to them or you own them. You don't own women, men. And I'm sorry you think that way. You don't own women. Women are not your property. We're not objects. We are human beings with feelings. And if you want to own the libs, go get a robot and be happy. Be happy. And I foresee that happening for a lot of you men who will not develop emotional intelligence and actually adapt and change to the way how society is moving now. I foresee that a lot of you men are going to end up with these robots. And I think that's going to be the future of a lot of people. You know, and I hate to say that some of y'all are going to end up with robots. You're going to end up with a robot that you can control. And I think it's going to be the safer option for you compared to trying to have access to women and controlling them, because you men still don't understand that you don't control women. We're not chattel slavery. We're not tokens. We're none of these things that you keep trying to project us to be. And instead of you men actually listening to women and understanding women and trying to grow with women by growing with yourself, and that's what a lot of you need to do. You need to grow individually before you try to build a relationship with somebody. You guys are going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck just like that. And women can finally have some peace. Because I promise you, I have never heard a woman say, "Oh my God, I hate being single." I've never heard a woman who's single say that like that. But I have heard of a lot of women who are married saying that they wish they were single. But I've never heard a single woman ever complain about being single. Unless she is a pick me or male centered. Because these are literally the only women who are sitting online right now crying about not having a man and going through the female loneliness epidemic. That's not confident, strong women like myself. You'll never see me sitting up on the internet crying about not having a man. The women who are desperate and lonely and something is wrong with them mentally, where they have low self-esteem, these are the only women out here looking for a man. These are the only women out here still pecking around for a man. These are the only women sitting up on the internet right now talking about how lonely they are without a man. Don't be deceived or fooled by that, men. Because I promise you, you go to any 4B feminist space, you will never catch a woman over there crying about not having a man. Nope. If anything, you will see those women over there complaining about you men and or literally being grateful that they're not attached to one of you. And I hope I don't have to get this broom and get this even in the animal species, the male species just don't. Yeah, I see you and you need to stop this male cat that's been trying to come after my cat since this morning. That's been all morning out here. Somebody goddamn house pet they done let loose and just out here. And these cats, I mean, they just don't stop. They just don't stop. Nowhere in the animal species does the male species ever stop. Nope, they never stop. They never stop because this is just how most men are wired. And I told you, ladies, I've had men just constantly chase me for years, never slept with them, never date them. But when these men get it in their mind that they need to conquer something, they're just going to keep going and going and going and going until they can actually conquer it. Because they think it's a game or they think it's a sport to just keep chasing women who don't want them and women who have told them no. They just won't stop. And you can block them. You can do whatever you want to do with them. They're just not going to stop. I told y'all that fool that I blocked a month ago, Tell me, why is he messaging me somewhere else and I'm blocking him everywhere he's appearing? They don't stop. They don't stop. It's just something ain't clicking in these men's mind, that when a woman tells you no and leave her alone, that's simply what it means. Like, go away. These are hintsmen that women don't want to be bothered with you. When I hear a woman say, I'm single by choice, what I'm hearing is a woman who's not available to you men. That's what I hear. When I hear a woman say that I'm child free, that's a woman who does not want access to you. So when you hear single by choice, I'm child free, I'm sovereignty, I'm celibate, these are hints, men, that that woman that's saying that is not available for you. She's not. She's not available, nor is she accessible. When you hear a woman say that I want a husband, I want a boyfriend, I want a relationship, I want a family, that's an available, accessible woman. But women who say those certain words, like what I'm saying, what I just said, I'm single by choice, I'm child free, I've been celibate for X amount of years, I've been abstinent for X amount of years, I'm in my sovereign era, something along that line, that woman is not available, nor is she accessible. She's telling you she's not available. She's literally screaming it to you. I'm not available for you or any man, especially celibate women. Celibate women who are like for real celibate are not out here like having sex. Like, celibacy is a complete restriction. Abstinence is a restriction, but it's a restriction until marriage. Celibacy and abstinence is not the same thing. People who choose to be celibate are like, you're not having access at all, period. People who are abstinent are people who are saying, you're not going to get access to me unless you're the right person. So now that we have that breakdown of the difference between celibacy and abstinence, and both can be religious and spiritual practices. Abstinence people and celibate people typically go hand in hand with their belief systems, because it can be both religious and spiritual, and it can be medical reasons. Now that we have that breakdown and that understanding about the difference between celibacy and abstinence, so when I say that I'm celibate, then that means no access. Zippo zero, none whatsoever. None, Zippo, that's it. When a woman says I'm abstinent, she's saying I am abstaining from sex until marriage. A celibate person is just choosing not to engage in any kind of sexual practices at all. And most likely not until marriage. Most likely this person here is never ever going to get married. So with us having that understanding, why do men assume that celibate people are having sex? Or why do they assume that celibate people are this way until marriage? Celibate people are not having sex, you guys, and they're not withdrawing from sex until marriage. But then when I tell men, okay, I've been celibate for estimate time of years, oh, so when I'm gonna crack? So, oh, what that got to do with me? Like, what are you talking about? This is not a one shoe fits all situation, men. There are no exemptions or exclusions here. It's literally, I don't care what you're talking about. It's a no for all of y'all. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you lying about that. You really out here getting cracked. Whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess. Whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess. I don't know. But to sit here and to assume that celebrity people are out here having sex is mind boggling. Um, I'm gonna take it a step further. I wouldn't even allow most of you men to kiss me at all. Like, no. Like, some of you guys' mouths have been on some unclean things, and I don't need your mouths on me. And that's another thing you ladies need to stop allowing these men to do is kiss on you. Because my thing is, ain't no man got no business kissing on you if he ain't your husband, right? Okay. Ain't no man got no business kissing and touching on you if he ain't your husband. This man, not your husband. Why is he kissing on you? Why is he putting his hands on you? Why is he touching you in inappropriate ways? Start slapping these men. Get them out of your face. And some of these men's mouths have been on some unclean lips. Okay. And I'm not talking about the ones on the face. I'm talking about on the other ones. And maybe their mouths been on some dirty booty holes and they're putting their mouths on you, kissing on your lips and kissing on your cheek. And now you got STD bumps in your face. I mean, let's be real. And I don't care, sir, how many times you brush your teeth and wash your face. Do not put your nasty mouth on my body. Like, no. This whole wanting to kiss on women and walking up on women, touching on women and on their boobs and stuff. Stop touching on women. Like, that's like SA. And what women should start doing is they should start calling the police on you men who are just putting your hand. I used to have a friend like that. Every time I would see him, he would want to put his hands on me, like on my leg and on my shoulder. I would pop his ass back. And he would be like, what are you doing? Why are you touching on me? Did I give you permission to touch on me? Oh, I thought you would. Don't put your hands on women that you cannot afford, okay? Meaning, if this woman is not your wife, don't put your hands on her. You can't afford her, my mother used to always tell me, if you can't afford it, don't touch it, okay? You can't buy, don't touch. So keep your hands off of women that you cannot afford and cannot pay for. And it is a form of SA, just putting your hands on people without their consent. Who does that? Who just walks up and starts touching on people? Stop doing that. Stop. Oh, I'm just going to walk up and kiss this woman. Did she ask you to kiss her? Did she ask you to put your hands around her neck or anywhere on her? No, she did not. And then it's the audacity, or better yet, it's the mandosity, that these men will get upset when you push them away or reject them. It is because you are completely out of line. Stop touching on women. Just keep your fucking hands off of kids too. And turkeys and dogs and all the rest of this shit. Stop putting your hands on people, okay? Like this whole touching on people, like I don't hug people, you guys. I don't shake people's hands. Energy can be transferred like that. You shaking hands or hugging people, I don't do that. Like, some of y'all got some spirits on y'all and some unclean energy on y'all, and I don't need that shit being transferred. I don't hug people and I don't touch people. My children do not allow people to hug them or touch on them. Okay. And this should be something that you guys need to do. Okay. No, we need to stop putting our hands on people like that. That should be an SA charge right there. Especially you men just coming up and touching on women. Like, You don't know if this woman is married. You don't know if she has a boyfriend. You don't know what's going on with her. But one thing is for sure, she's not yours. So keep your hands off of women. She's literally not yours for real. Like, she's not yours. She's not. She's not your wife. So keep your hands off of women. Stop putting your nasty mouth on women's lips. Stop walking up and wrapping your arms around women. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab your arm and I'm going to bend it up like a piece of paper. And your fingers like a piece of paper. Keep your hands and arms and feet and toes and all this shit off of women. Like, just stop. Because it is coming off as SA. It is. It is. It's literally like an SA charge for real. Yeah, just like if a woman tells you the only way she's going to have intimacy with you is if you wear protection, and then at some point in time you decide to like take it all while you and her are having consensual sex, and she realizes that you've taken it off, she can actually get you charged for rape. Yeah, I mean, this could go multiple ways in SA. Like, you men really need to just stop walking around here thinking that you're entitled to things that you're not, because you're not entitled to shit. Like, there are women out here who are literally giving you access to them, and you still don't understand it. You still don't understand it. It's really weird, you guys, what's going on out here. And I'm not talking about where somebody's handing you something and you accidentally hit their hand, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where you could just be minding your business and some strange man just walks up and puts his arms around your neck. What? Or he tries to force his lips on your lips. Like, that kind of shit right there. Or he's grabbing on your arm, or touching you inappropriately while that's considered groping. These are grounds for serious SA charges. Like, it is a form of SA. And if she's telling you no and leave her alone and you're still doing it, well, then that would be the classification of rape. You're forcing somebody to do something without their consent. That's just like you and a woman having consensual sex and she's telling you, no, stop, get off of me, and you're still forcing yourself into her. That is considered rape. You're going to jail, buddy. And I think you women should start becoming more stern like this with these men. If you tell a man, don't come to my house, and he shows up, well, then that's considered trespassing and a form of harassment. Just like when you're out and about and a man is trying to get your attention by catcalling and you're telling him to leave you alone and he still keeps doing it, that is a form of harassment. Yeah. Well, what am I supposed to do, Akina? Well, I mean, you need to keep your hands off of women and like leave women alone who don't want to be bothered by you. Like, stop approaching women out in public. Stop catcalling for women that you see on the sidewalk who's minding their business. Stop. Because it's giving weird, creepy, pedo behavior. And speaking of that, if you're walking on the sidewalk and some strange vehicle is approaching you, you have the right to call the police. You don't know this person. You don't know their intentions. You don't know. And if this person gets out of their vehicle and they approach you, you have the right to protect yourself. So these men want to act like animals. They want to act like they don't have any morals. Get some mace or get some bear spray. If these men legitimately want to meet women, well, then they should get in a club, not go to the club, get involved in a social club, and get out here and start meeting people the right way. There are dating apps to meet women. I guess for the women that are on there are different things you men can do to meet women instead of trying to approach women out in public. Like, because this whole you guys approaching women out in public is not working. We live in a time and day now where you can't do that. You just you can't be approaching women out here in public. This ain't about no fate brought us together and we crossed paths. Look, I don't believe in all that. I believe in we just so happily we're in the same place at the same time. And yeah, that was just life bringing us together, along with me and everybody else that I crossed paths with. Like this whole, destiny brought us together. Look, I don't believe in any of that. Um, we live in a time and day now where we just cannot be approaching people and calling for people out in the street or any of that. You legitimately want to meet a woman, then join a club, get involved in a hobby, get involved in a singles meetup and meet women that way. And there it is. I mean, women shouldn't have to keep dealing with this every day, all day. We should be able to function out here in society, right? Go do what we have to do as women, pay bills, etc., whatever we're doing when we go out in public, than to constantly keep dealing what we're dealing with. Because when I go out, I'm not thinking about, oh, I gotta meet a man today. I gotta meet a man today. Let me get dressed up to meet a man today. I know a man's going to be right there waiting on me to approach him, or I'm going to be waiting on him to approach me. No, I'm not thinking like that when I go. I'm thinking about, okay, how much is my groceries going to be? How much is this bill going to be? What do I have to pay? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not thinking about meeting a man when I go out. The only women who are thinking about the attention of a man is a woman who wants one and is desperate for one. But there are women out here, men, who do not want to date men. Doesn't mean that they're gay. Doesn't mean that they hate men. Maybe the woman just doesn't want to date men. That's it. Maybe she likes her peace. I don't know. Maybe she's gone through a bad breakup and the last thing she wants to see is another one of you. I don't know. The point is, just stop meeting women out in public inappropriately. And women have been telling you men this like since the beginning of time. Stop approaching us out here in public. Then what do? Yeah, because when I try to approach women out in public, I get rejected. No shit, Sherlock. Stop approaching women out here in public. Stop. And then we continue. Okay, men, if you want to meet a woman out in public. Everything that women tell you men not to do, you turn around and do the opposite. Why is that? Because you're listening to women, but you're not actually hearing women. And I think it's because your ego won't allow you to accept the word no. It will not allow you to accept the word no and no access. Ladies, I told y'all what to go do. Go get you one of those flexi rulers from the dollar store. The ones that can bend. Yeah, one of those wide 12-inch rulers. And because back in the Gap, women used those bobby pins that came in their caps with the sticky point on the end, and that's what they stuck men with. So, I mean, you could always use a taser. I mean, or some nut braces or something. I don't know. If they're touching on you, you can always use a taser or get you one of those rulers and just pop their asses. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like literally pop men's hands, like pop their asses. Because seemingly you telling them no is not working. I mean, you can always just go and, get you some mace and just mace their asses. I mean, because clearly you telling these men no and you rejecting them is not working out, honey. You wearing the fake wedding band isn't working out. You telling them that you're gay, that's not working out either. Just we now have to take this to the next level. Like, pop their asses on their hands with a ruler, right? Mace their asses or do something, tase their asses away. I mean, you're gonna have to do something to protect yourself because these men seemingly don't understand the word no. You're not obligated to give this man your cell phone number, your Instagram addy, any of that when they ask you that upon request. Tell them to get the fuck out of your face and have a great day that they deserve. And that's what I'm going to start telling you, men. Have a great fucking day and have the day that you deserve. Get out of my face. Literally tell them in that. Get out of my face and have the great fucking day that you deserve. Start telling these men that to their face. Get out of my face. Go away. Goodbye. Adios. See ya. You got to just straight out and tell these men that. Especially if you don't want to be because at this point, men, you're nagging women. Yes, you're still approaching women out here in public, even when we tell you to leave us alone. And the videos are there to prove it in 4K. Women sharing their experiences online is proving you men cannot leave women alone. The very women that you say that you hate, I can't stand American women, but you're still around American women. You're in their face. Make it make sense. The women overseas are more better. They're more fit and friendly. They're more traditional. Okay, then go get them. Go get them. What's stopping you from getting these women that you deem to be more fit and friendly than American women? Men and women need each other. No, you men need women. And women are saying, I'm not doing this anymore with you men. I guess you men will understand this one day, but like I said, for the men who have done the work, have done the healing, and they're not like these types of men that I keep talking about, it's just going to be hard for those types of men out here to find a good woman or a decent woman. I just think a lot of you men have a lot of growing up to do. You definitely have a lot of growing up to do. And at the rate things are going, I don't think women are missing out on anything, man. Women are definitely not missing out on anything out here with you men, the way that you think we are. It's sad. It is so sad that we've come down to this point where women are accepting singledom over you. That's the sad part about it. And I think where women are coming from, you having too many negative lived experiences that have traumatized you will get you to this place. But even outside of that, the political climate that we're in right now is definitely not safe for women. It's definitely not safe. No. After this last election, I realized that America really does not care about women and children, especially you men. You don't really care about women and children. So you don't get to have access to women. Okay. And I will land my plane here because I know I've been on here a while. After the last election, it proved to me that you men, you cis straight men to be exact, are men collectively don't care about women or children. You don't care. You do not care. After what happened in Shreveport, what happened here in Baton Rouge, what happened up there in Virginia, is proving to me you men do not care about women or children collectively. You don't care. You don't care. I mean, you would literally have to be a demon to take out your wife, your kids, or someone who's in the mall just minding their business and shopping. And you got two idiots deciding to pull out a pew pew to start shooting in a crowded place within the mall. You would have to be an idiot to do that. Yesterday, they had a vigil for that young lady. That mother who lost her 8 kids, she's getting ready to bury her kids. I'm hearing that the bullet that was lodged in her is still in her brain. The Fairfax couple up there in Virginia, her 2 children don't have parents. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, because y'all know y'all have to get the hell out of my yard. Yeah, they're behind my cat. It's sickening. And when I got up, they immediately ran. Yeah, those Fairfax children, they don't have parents. This is every day, all day. And then I get on Facebook this morning and I see where another man unalived his wife and himself. Another one of those MS situations, where the man unalives the wife and then himself. Yeah. I told you guys that was going to keep increasing. Something has to be controlling these men to do this stuff, you guys. Something is controlling these men and making them do this stuff. You could just be in the house with your husband, and then the next thing you know, he's unaliving you. And what's so weird about it, they do it to the wives, and then they do it to themselves. Like, just be a coward and take yourself out and leave your wife and your kids alone. But they're not doing that, ladies. They're taking you out first, and then they're taking themselves out. And you know what? When all of this is starting to make it like that movie, The Crazies. If you guys haven't seen that movie, go watch it. It's literally about this town of people who literally just went crazy. And they just started unaliving themselves and other people. And that's exactly what's going on with these men. Something's controlling them to do this. Something is making them want to do this. A spirit, some kind of possession, or something along that line is making them do that. And I told you guys, that kind of stuff was going to start to increase, where you guys would start hearing about more and more femicide and women taking out their wives and themselves. And look at where we're at. And this is the reality, ladies. It's sad that we're here, and these men are doing this, but this is the world that we're living in, ladies. And you guys better be careful out here. You better be safe out here. Because it's getting quite dangerous to date. It's just getting quite dangerous. But I'm gonna get off of here, you guys, because I gotta go get breakfast going. And just wanted to just get on here and just do this. Plus, I got an important phone call that I need to make here in a few minutes. But you guys have a good Wednesday. Have a good week. Be safe. Watch your surroundings. Be very cautious out here. And I'll definitely see you guys in the next one.